So the Pet Waste Project started back in 2008, ultimately was initiated in 2009. It's a collaborative effort on the part of the New York State Parks Department, the membership organization TC Dog, and Cayuga Compost.
I don't think it's been done anywhere before. That's what we've heard. I mean, you can call it an experiment simply because we weren't sure it would work. It's not an experiment anymore. It's an ongoing project that will continue. We contracted with Cayuga Compost, and they put out 2 bins. They come pick them up every week. And in each year, we've put out between 50 and 60,000 bags a year. So the bags are made from corn oil, so it's a plastic, so it's corn-based, so it breaks down very quickly. So, because it's a natural food for microbes.
And that material is brought back here to Cayuga Compost, where we combine it with carbon and bulking material and use a pile style of composting. Which basically just means those materials are being blended together, formed into a large pile, and allowed to decompose on their own. I mean, you can look at it from a strictly sort of a solid waste standpoint. That's going to end up being, over the course of a year, pushing 15,000 pounds. And that's 15,000 pounds that's not being transported over the road a long distance to a landfill.
So the key was to educate people to only use these bags, don't use plastic bags, don't use your biodegradable bags, and don't put these aren't trash cans. So it took some signage and a little bit of, peer group pressure, but it's worked really well.
I've lived in this town for 38 years, I bet. It's a wonderful system, and, we all appreciate it because they provide bags in the park, and, they need it, and we need it. It's great.
So what we're looking at is taking what is a solid waste disposal challenge and turning it into a resource that can be kept here locally, produce jobs to process it here locally, and then ultimately turn back out as a soil conditioning product to be used here locally.
It says compostable, which is great, so I've noticed that, and I know we put them in a Cayuga Compost bin, but it is awesome. Make good use of our resources.
We've taken something that was valueless and destined for a landfill and turned it into something that can be productive and has potential to support agriculture.